Now, I know this isn't a Major League Baseball clip, but I had to show this kid got decked by another kid. And then when the kid that got decked got to first base, he noticed that the kid that decked him was crying because he felt bad. And then the kid that got decked went and hugged the guy that hit him. Don't you just love Little League Baseball? What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, and sorry that this is coming out a little bit later. I have been very busy over the last 24 hours. JJ Bleday's family flipped off other fans in Philadelphia. I don't think there was any animosity behind the flipping off, so I'm going to just make sure I say that. Shohei Ohtani, of course, joined Babe Ruth in history, and someone hit a baseball nearly 500 feet. You guys know the drill. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, all that good stuff. Now, we had one of the most exciting games of the year, even though only one run was scored this entire game. Luis Castillo and Garrett Cole, they were both lights out. Garrett Cole, he shoved it for 7 shutout innings, 8 strikeouts. Luis Castillo went 8 innings, only allowed 3 base hits and 8 shutout innings. We head to extras where the Yankees, they basically unplugged their brains, not once, but twice. 2 different times, they had 2 hitters come up in one single inning. That's because with the ghost runner rule, if you turn a double play and then the next hitter gets out, you only get 2 batters coming up. So that happened twice. So again, thanks to the ghost runner rule. And yeah, then we have Luis Torrens walking it off. So the Mariners are now 60-52. That was one of the more crazy games I've seen. We had playoff baseball in August. And honestly, IKF, he's got to go. It's Oswald Peraza time. Now, there was one more walk-off, but before we talk about that, I have to talk about the Astros because for some context, the Yankees have reigned supreme in the AL for pretty much the entire year, but if the Astros win, that's going to change. And with one swing, the Astros went from losing by 4 to being tied at 4. Aledmys Diaz, he flat out rakes. He doesn't have any insane stats, but he smokes baseballs when he makes contact. Jose Altuve, he tied it again after Adolis Garcia, Homer Adolis, I should say. And then you have Gurriel, he has a sac fly to give them their first lead of the game, and Kyle Tucker extends it as Ryan Presley, he mows down the Rangers for his 22nd save. So with this W, the Astros and the Yankees are now tied for first place in the American League. Again, like I mentioned, the Astros, they're really good, and the Yankees, they're not so good as of late. They need to have a spark plug in that lineup, and to me, that guy is Oswald Peraza. IKF is kind of killing the vibes in New York right now. Another crazy game. The Giants were taking on the Padres in San Diego, and Juan Solo, because he had a solo shot, get it? He had his first home run as a member of the Padres. Josh Bell grabbed his second RBI. This was for Joe Musgrove, who carved 7 innings of 1-run ball. San Diego goes up 4-1 and hands the ball to their shiny new closer, who immediately folds and has one of the worst appearances of the year. He had 2 walks with the bases loaded, and then he gave up a sac fly to give up the lead entirely this is just bad. I feel kind of bad for Josh Hader, not gonna lie. That's the equivalent, honestly, of expecting an Xbox 360 on Christmas and instead you get a pair of socks. Now, good thing they had Manny freaking Machado because the Padres needed this win desperately to stay afloat because the Phillies, they are coming for that you-know-what in the wild card. Now, before we talk about the Phillies, we have to talk about Shohei Ohtani and the Halos. David Fletcher and Taylor Ward, they finally gave Shohei Ohtani some run support. Taylor Ward has been a shell of himself since beginning the first 2 months as maybe the best hitter in baseball, which makes me sad because Taylor Ward, when he's raking, I feel like baseball is better when that's actually happening. Still a good season though, nonetheless. Ohtani, he completely took over the game from there. He decimated the A's on the bump. He went 6 shutout innings. He had 5 strikeouts, and then in the batter's box, he hit a bomb. So with that win, he became the second human ever to have 10 home runs and 10 wins as a pitcher in a single season. The last time that it happened was 1918 when George Herman Ruth, aka the Great Bambino, aka Babe Ruth, did it. Shohei Ohtani, he's the greatest baseball player I've ever seen. Well, maybe I shouldn't say greatest because Barry Bonds and Mike Trout exist, but the most talented for sure. JT Realmuto was sick and tired of people saying that he was not earning his contract. He has been Mike Piazza over the last few weeks. There's an RBI double, and before we show his absolute bomb, we have to show this home run from JJ Bleday that is numero uno, and his family was in attendance, and they were kind of beefing with Philly fans. I feel like they were doing it with love. I don't think anyone actually had their feelings hurt, so they started flipping off Phillies fans. Phillies fans did it back in return. I'm sure that guy loved it. And I think they also got that home run ball back. I think some dude paid $200 cash and then gave it to the family. So kind of cool. Anyways, Realmuto and Segura both sent baseballs to space as Alec Boehm gave Zach Wheeler another insurance run in the 5th inning. Wheeler ate the Marlins for dinner, punching out 8 in 6 innings. He now has a 2.63 ERA. The Phillies have won 6 in a row, and they're ahead of the Padres now in the wild card. He isn't going to win MVP, talking about Francisco Lindor, but he is having himself a damn good season. season. That is 20 home runs, 79 RBIs. Well, he actually has more than that because I think he drove in 2 as I'm recording today's video, and he now has a 130 OPS plus. Jeff McNeil crushed one as well, as Cookie was the leading Reds hitters left and right. He struck out 9 in just under 7 innings. He has a pretty impressive 3.76 ERA, which is impressive because he started out the gate pretty rough. Darren Ruff, speaking of rough, he drove home 2, and the Mets are getting contributions from legit everyone. Look at this graph right here. They're newcomers. They are paying immediate dividends. This is not a normal Mets team. They are coming for that World Series this year. Austin Riley had himself a monster day. He drove in 1 on a triple in the first and then brought home 2 on a mammoth shot, his 30th home run of the season. Him and Paul Goldschmidt right now might be my favorite to win the MVPs in the National League. There's a lot of other guys in that conversation as well. This game was all over the place, so we're going to skip to the 11th when one of the greatest slides at home ever in the history of baseball happened. Ronald, he slid almost sideways. He swiped home with the tip of his finger, and he was able to score. So that's 2 more RBIs off the bat of Austin Riley. And then the postseason legend, Tyler Matzik, he's not fazed by any moment considering he did it on the biggest stage. He struck out 2 in the bottom of the 11th. That is his first save of 2022. Adley Rutschman, he's not going to get MVP votes, but this dude might be the most valuable player in the American League, at least in the second half. He has completely changed this Orioles team, and I'm giving him all the credit because he leads baseball and on-base percentage since the All-Star break. Now, while I give him 95% of the credit, his teammates, I got to give them some love as well. Taron Vavra has been fantastic. He had 2 RBIs in this one. The Orioles needed all the help that they could get because Bo Bichette was a man on a mission. That was his 2nd home run of the game. Baltimore, they're trying to catch up in the wild card standings, and Mountcastle, he understands that. He gets them within 1, and Rugen Odor sends one to the atmosphere as Felix Bautista, aka the Mountain, he comes in for his 6th save. The Orioles are 23-8 over the last 31 games, and this is where I really feel like expanded playoffs gets interesting. I mean, yeah, a lot of teams do make the playoffs, but why is that a bad thing, especially when a fun team like the Orioles has a chance? I like that. So LA was facing off against the Twins, and man, was it light work. 4 different Dodgers had multi-RBI days. We're going to hone in on 2 guys real quick, though. Cody Bellinger and Max Muncy. They had both been struggling coming into, I would say, August, but over the last few weeks, they have been popping off. Huge for their confidence, as Cody now has 12 RBIs and a 905 OPS over his last 11 games, and Max Muncy is hitting .316 with 3 home runs over his last 10 games. Urias tore up the Twins lineup for 8 strikeouts over 7, and Steph was in the house to see Trey and Will Smith make it 10 runs. So Steph Curry was in the house. I think that Kawhi Leonard and his family was at the Padres game. Major League Baseball is thriving. We have the Field of Dream games tomorrow. Attendance is up. The watch time and audience retention of baseball games is up if we're talking about television as well as YouTube. So we're setting records left and right. Baseball is in great hands. Kansas City is showing that the future is bright. Vinny Pasquantino, I think that's how you say it, he bashed a 2-run home run. This guy, when he makes contact, he is one of the hardest hitting hitters in professional baseball. Nick Pratto continues to impress. He has 8 extra base hits and a 112 OPS plus in his first 66 at-bats. Brady Singer, he was cooking. He did not walk anyone. He struck out 6 over nearly 8 innings. This kid has been really, I shouldn't say kid because he's 26 years old, but he looks like a kid in my opinion. We have the White Sox getting payback in game number 2, though. They got some help from rookie Lennon Sosa, and then Moncada ripped a 430-foot home run as well. Davis Martin, he has proven that he could one day be a solid major league starter. He almost went 6 innings, allowed just 1 earned run. Gavin Sheets had a clutch because Liam Hendricks, he gave up a run in the 9th, but he closed it out for his 23rd save. Chicago, they had to get that dub because Cleveland, they are not going anywhere anytime soon. I say that because look at this graph right here. They are by far, look at the team all the way to the left. They are by far the youngest team in all of professional baseball. Why do I keep saying professional? Major League Baseball. Ahmed Rosario has the most hits in the league right now. He has 123 hits, 10 stolen bases, and a 3.5 WAR on the season. That is unreal. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. Shane Bieber, he was Bieber yesterday. He took full advantage of the Tigers' horrific offense. He went 7 shutout innings with the usual 8 strikeouts. He and Tristan McKenzie have been so sick as of late. Oscar Gonzalez is proving why dropping Franmil Reyes was a good idea because he's got the sprint speed as well as he also mashes. You have Naylor driving home, Oscar Gonzalez for another RBI, and Clase, he has his 25th save of the year. I love this Guardians team, man, and they're going to be so good in 2023 with the promotion of George Valera and Daniel Espino. I can't wait. Now, before that Guardians game, I do want to note that our second best bullpen arm, James Karinchak, he's back to being James Karinchak. He is the wild man. He has been fantastic. No surprise to anyone. He has been adamant about not getting vaccinated, so he is not going to be in a crucial series against the Blue Jays in Toronto. That hurts. that one definitely hurts. Sorry, Cardinals fans, you might want to close your eyes and ears for this next one. The Rockies scored 16 in the same game that Nolan Arenado made 2 errors. So CJ Cron started off by destroying this baseball 450 feet for a 3-run monster shot, and a bunch happened after that. But to save some time, we're going to skip to Randall Grichuk, who had another 450 3-run home run. This guy had 5 hits in this one against the Cardinals. And then Ryan McMahon, remember at the beginning I said someone almost hit a baseball 500 feet? Ryan McMahon finished off this one against the Redbirds by barreling this baseball like few have this season, 495 feet thanks to the Coors Field thin air. I mean, that was a prodigious home run. And staying with prodigious home runs, on the subject of long balls, 18 years ago today, Adam Dunn hit one 535 feet.
In San Diego. Dunn to center field. Forget it. That's going to be long gone, done and gone. That's long time out of here. Adam Dunn put the hammer on one from Lima. Number 35, Chris, is one of his longest of the year.
So the final 3 games from yesterday, we're going to kind of talk about them pretty quick because I do have a lot of plans today. The Brewers, they finally kind of broke out of their slump. They busted out for 5 runs on a couple different RBI base hits. Tyrone Taylor and McCutchen, they stepped up for the first few, and Wong, he finished off the Rays with a 2-run dagger in the bottom of the 5th inning. I don't know who the closer is going to be for the Brewers. It's probably Devin Williams, but former first overall pick Matt Bush, he struck out 2, and the Milwaukee Brewers are back to 1 game back of the Cardinals in the NL Central. Keibert Ruiz, he was flexing his pop in this one. He busted out for 2 home runs in the first 4 innings. His ceiling is incredibly high. He's still just 24 years old. He's a switch hitting catcher that gets on base a lot, and he has solid pop. Paolo Espino was fantastic. He struck out 5 over 5, and check this guy out. After the Nationals bullpen imploded and gave up the lead, 30-year-old rookie Joey Meneses, I think that's how you say that, he went yard. He has 3 home runs in his first 20 at-bats, none bigger than that one. And then last but not least, the Diamondbacks, they got some help from Christian Walker and Jake McCarthy. They both single home some runs, and Tommy Henry pitched a gem. In his second ever start, he had 1 earned run over 7 innings. Ketel Marte and McCarthy blow the doors open, and Melanson came in for his 16th save. Now, as we're showing the Diamondbacks doing their thing, I'm going to wait just a few seconds because I want to give the Diamondbacks their time of day. But in this game, I have never seen this in my entire life. I've been a baseball fan for 26 years now. Rodolfo Castro of the Pittsburgh Pirates dove into third base head first, and a phone went flying. He forgot to take his phone out of his pocket. I don't know if there was a family emergency and he just had to have his phone in his back pocket just in case. But yeah, there's an iPhone 13 Pro Max just flying. I would know because I worked at the Apple store. Yeah, that's a 13 Pro Max. Great phone. Guys, that's going to do it for today's recap. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. I will be live later today. I'll be grinding for that 1-of-1 Grady Sizemore. My eyeballs are in so much pain, but we're going to get it done. I'll see you guys there, and enjoy the web gems.
Ground ball, left side, tough play, Pena, throw on the move in time. Jeremy Pena with some help from Yuli on the other side.
One of the better security blankets in all of baseball over there at first base. The throw going up the...
Drury hits one high and deep. Left center. Yaz on the run. At the wall. Leaps. He's got it! And the side is retired.
Going nuts. Doesn't give up on it. Tracks it the whole way. Finds the ball.
I would throw it out there and then watch this one.
Moncada at the line. Gets up and slings it to first.
Hit in the air to right center, and warning track trouble, and it is caught.